Your love for cheese might be silently harming your heart without you even knowing it. This might sound surprising, but for adults over 60, this isn't a rare occurrence. It happens every single day. Over 85% of seniors still enjoy cheese at least twice a week. It feels comforting, familiar, and safe. But here's the problem. Nearly 99% of older adults don't realize that some common cheeses can double their risk of heart attack and reduce their chances of reaching age 80 by up to 40%. Asterisk, the truth is, the cheese aisle at your local store might seem harmless, but behind the labels and packaging lurk a few silent threats. And one particular type of cheese has been linked to an astonishing 80% increased risk of stroke. The worst part, you've probably eaten it recently without a second thought. But don't panic, there's an easy fix. Once you know which cheeses protect your body and which to avoid, making the right choices becomes simple. Asterisk, in today's video, we'll reveal 4 cheeses that can actually support your health after 60 and 4 that can do far more harm than good. Before we dive in, leave a quick comment below. How old are you, and what's your favorite type of cheese? We read every answer, and your story might help others make better choices too. If this information is important to you, don't forget to give this video a like and hit the subscribe button. We're sharing even more tips just like this. The best cheeses for your heart and body. Let's dive in. Starting with the cheeses that do your heart and body the best. Asterisk. 4. Aged Gouda cheese. Asterisk. What if I told you that a small piece of cheese could help protect your heart, strengthen your bones, improve your digestion, and even boost your mood? Sounds too good to be true, right? But that's exactly what happens when Gouda has been aged for at least 18 months. Asterisk, as this cheese matures.
Its proteins
break down into smaller pieces called peptides that your body can absorb much more easily. This is especially important as we age, since our digestion naturally slows down and becomes less efficient. But the real magic lies in vitamin K2. K2 acts as a traffic cop for calcium. Instead of letting calcium build up in your arteries where it can block blood flow and increase your heart risk, K2 sends that calcium to your bones where it strengthens them. Japanese studies have found something incredible. People with more K2 in their diet had up to a 50% reduction in calcium buildup in their arteries and significantly stronger bones. And guess what? Just 1 ounce of aged Gouda provides you with about 75 micrograms of K2, more than most people get in an entire week. Asterisk, but there's more. This cheese also contains a powerful healthy fat called CLA conjugated linoleic acid. Research shows CLA can help reduce body fat, support your immune system, and even fight certain types of cancer. If you typically avoid cheese due to lactose, aged Gouda might still work for you. The aging process eliminates most of the lactose, making it much easier on your stomach. During that aging process, beneficial bacteria create something called postbiotics. Think of them as a step beyond probiotics. They help reduce inflammation, support gut health, and can even elevate your mood by improving how your gut and brain communicate. Asterisk, to get the most from it. Let it sit at room temperature before eating. It makes the nutrients easier for your body to use and brings out the full flavor. Try enjoying 1 to 1.5 ounces with a few slices of apple or whole grain crackers. The fiber in the fruit or crackers works with the cheese's postbiotics to support a healthier gut. If you've ever tried Gouda, or you're just realizing how truly powerful it is, type 4 in the comments. Let's see how many of us have been accidentally eating a soupa. 3. Real Parmesan cheese. We're not talking about the stuff in the green can. That version is often filled with preservatives and fillers. We're talking about a cheese so carefully made, it hasn't changed in nearly 900 years. And once you learn what's inside, you'll never look at it the same way again. Asterisk, just 1 ounce of this cheese provides you with 10 grams of high-quality protein. But here's what makes it special. After aging for more than 32 months, the proteins have been broken down into tiny pieces, almost like they've already been pre-digested. That means even those with weaker digestion can absorb it with ease. But it doesn't stop at protein. Parmesan is rich in calcium, with about 330 milligrams in just 1 ounce, even more than a glass of milk. And unlike calcium pills, your body can actually absorb this calcium properly, thanks to the perfect balance of magnesium and phosphorus inside the cheese. In fact, research from Italy shows the body can absorb almost 100% of the calcium in Parmesan. Compare that to supplements where most people only absorb 30%. Big difference, right? It also contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein, much like meat, but easier on your body. Asterisk. Now, here's the part most people don't know. Real Parmesan has natural compounds called casomorphins. These can actually help calm your nervous system, making it easier to relax and sleep. And it's rich in tyrosine, a nutrient your brain uses to create feel-good chemicals like dopamine, which keeps you alert, focused, and balanced. Even better, it's lactose-free thanks to the long aging process. And it's full of good bacteria that survive digestion and help improve your gut health from the inside out. Asterisk. What? Want to enjoy it like the Italians do? Don't grate it. Instead, break it off into small chunks with the tip of a knife. That way, you preserve its unique, crystal-like texture. Eat about 1 ounce after a meal to aid digestion and give your body a gentle boost of protein and calcium. And here's a tip. Add a few drops of aged balsamic vinegar. Not only does it taste great, it also helps your body absorb the minerals more efficiently. If real Parmesan surprised you with how nutrient-packed it is, or if you've only ever had the stuff in the green can, drop a 3 below. 2. Grass-fed raw cheddar cheese. When cheddar is made from raw milk and allowed to age for at least 60 days, something required by food safety laws in many countries, the aging process naturally eliminates harmful bacteria. At the same time, it preserves the beneficial bacteria and enzymes that help your body digest food and absorb nutrients. These enzymes, which are lost during pasteurization, play a huge role in how well your body processes dairy. And when that cheddar comes from grass-fed cows, nutritional value goes to another level. Asterisk compared to regular cheddar. The grass-fed raw version can have up to 500% more CLA, a fatty acid that fights inflammation and helps your body maintain balance at a cellular level. It also contains much higher levels of omega-3 fats, the kind that support brain health and protect your heart. This cheese is rich in vitamin A, and not just any form, it's retinol, which your body uses immediately to support your eyes, skin, and immune system. It also gives you a healthy dose of vitamin D, which is especially important since many older adults are often deficient in this crucial nutrient. Asterisk now. Here's where it really gets impressive. Grass-fed raw cheddar contains vitamin K2 in the MK4 form, the most effective type for keeping calcium out of your arteries and into your bones where it belongs. That means stronger bones and cleaner arteries. And it doesn't stop there. You'll also get vitamin E and beta-carotene, 2 powerful antioxidants that help protect your cells from damage as you age. But perhaps the most unique part of grass-fed raw cheddar is what it does for your gut. Because it's unpasteurized, it's packed with probiotics, the good bacteria that support digestion, boost your immune system, and even help improve your mood and brain function through something called the gut-brain axis. These beneficial bacteria also produce something called butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid that nourishes the cells in your colon and helps reduce inflammation throughout your body. Asterisk. So, how do you get the most from this cheese? First, don't heat it above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 49 degrees Celsius, or you'll destroy the enzymes and probiotics that make it so valuable. Instead, take it out of the fridge and let it sit at room temperature for 20 to 30 minutes before eating. Second, try combining it with fermented vegetables like sauerkraut or pickles. The combination creates a probiotic-rich snack that's great for your gut. And finally, keep your serving size to between 1.5 and 2 ounces, enough to get all the benefits. Without overdoing it on saturated fat, have you tasted grass-fed raw cheddar before? Or are you surprised by how much it does for your gut and bones? If so, comment too and let us know what you think. 1. Swiss Gruyere. So why does this one take the top spot? Because when it comes to nutrition, digestibility, and overall health benefits, genuine Swiss Gruyere checks every box. Swiss Gruyere is made from the milk of cows that graze freely on lush alpine pastures. One of the key ingredients in Gruyere is a special type of bacteria, called propione bacteria. During the aging process, these bacteria produce propionic acid. It's a natural compound that's been shown in studies to help lower cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and even have cancer preventative effects. These bacteria are also why Swiss cheese has those characteristic holes. Asterisk, but here's where it gets even more interesting. They produce incredibly high levels of vitamin B12, even more than most animal foods. That makes Gruyere a game changer for older adults, many of whom struggle with low B12 levels, and that's just the beginning. Gruyere is one of the best sources of glutathione-building nutrients. Glutathione is often called the master antioxidant because it protects your cells, supports your immune system, and helps your body detoxify and remove toxins. But here's the thing. As we age, our natural levels decline. Fortunately, Gruyere provides the critical amino acids, cysteine and glycine, that your body uses to make more of its own glutathione. Asterisk on top of that. This cheese offers an impressive amount of phosphorus, zinc, and selenium, minerals that play crucial roles in keeping your bones strong, your immune system sharp, and your thyroid healthy. But what really makes Gruyere stand out is how easily its protein is used by the body. Because it's been aged for at least 12 months, the proteins break down into tiny pieces, called dipeptids and tripeptides, that your body can absorb directly without having to digest them further. That means more energy for your muscles and faster repair for your tissues with less effort from your digestive system. In fact, Swiss researchers have found that older adults who regularly eat Gruyere are more likely to maintain muscle mass compared to those who rely on other protein sources. And here's another unexpected bonus. Gruyere contains natural compounds called lactopeptides, which can help lower blood pressure, making it one of the rare cheeses that actually supports heart health when eaten in moderation. Asterisk, want to enjoy Gruyere the right way? Gently melt it into warm, but not boiling, soups or serve it with whole grain bread. This combination helps your body absorb the B vitamins and glutathione precursors even more effectively. If Swiss Gruyere blew your mind like it did ours, or if it's already a staple in your kitchen, type 1 in the comments so we know you're one step ahead. Asterisk. So, there you have it. For cheeses that are not just delicious, but actually support your health as you age, the worst cheeses for your body now. It's time to explore the other side of the cheese aisle. The 4 worst cheeses for your body. These are the ones you'll want to avoid, especially if you care about your heart, your memory, and your long-term health. Let's dive in. 2. Processed cheese slices. They might look convenient, even familiar, but these slices have little in common with real cheese. In fact, most of what's inside isn't actually cheese at all. Less than half of what's in these slices is derived from actual dairy. The rest is a mixture of chemical additives, preservatives, artificial dyes, and emulsifiers, all of which spell trouble for your long-term health. Asterisk, just 2 slices can contain over 600 milligrams of sodium, not the kind your body processes well. This sodium often comes in the form of sodium phosphate, a compound linked to faster aging, kidney stress, and a higher risk of heart disease. It's far more damaging than regular salt. Then there are the emulsifiers, ingredients like polysorbate 80 and carboxyanthol. Studies have found that these can disrupt your natural gut microbiome balance, leading to something called leaky gut, a condition where harmful particles slip through your gut lining and cause widespread inflammation. That inflammation has been linked to everything from autoimmune disorders to mood imbalances. Asterisk, the list doesn't stop there. Processed cheese slices often rely on artificial dyes like yellow 5 and yellow 6 to give them a bright uniform color. These colorants have been linked to allergic reactions, hyperactivity, and even cancer concerns. Preservatives like sorbic acid and natamycin are what give these products a long shelf life. Over time, they can interfere with the beneficial bacteria in your gut, causing digestive and immune disruptions. Asterisk, what's particularly misleading is how these products are marketed. Many labels claim they're a good source of calcium and protein. Due to heavy heat treatment and chemical processing, those nutrients become harder for the body to absorb. The protein is often altered to the point where it loses its structure, and beneficial enzymes are destroyed accordingly. To make matters worse, these slices can still contain trans fats, even if the label says 0 grams. That's because anything under 0.5 grams per serving is legally allowed to be rounded down to 0. Regularly eating these has been linked to higher levels of inflammation, increased LDL cholesterol, and a greater chance of developing metabolic syndrome, a cluster of risk factors for heart disease and diabetes. And if you think that's bad, wait until you see what's hidden in those little jars of long-lasting cheese spreads. Asterisk. 3. Jarred cheese spreads. Asterisk. If a cheese product can sit on a shelf for months without refrigeration, that's a red flag. Most of these cheese spreads barely qualify as actual cheese. Instead, they're loaded with modified starches, industrial oils, and synthetic additives. The process used to make them smooth and long-lasting stability strips away any real nutrients while adding ingredients that can do more harm than good. Asterisk. Many contain partially hydrogenated oils, which are a source of artificial trans fats, a substance so closely linked to heart disease that it's been banned in some countries. Even if the label says zero trans fats, some of these spreads use interesterified fats, which early research suggests may be just as dangerous. The sodium content is another major concern. Just 2 tablespoons can pack over 500 milligrams of sodium. And let's be honest, most people use more than that. The sodium doesn't just come from regular salt. It also comes from preservatives and flavor enhancers that can cause fluid retention. Increased blood pressure and strain on your kidneys, asterisk some. Versions include MSG or similar compounds, often hidden under names like natural flavors or yeast extract. These can trigger headaches, heart palpitations, or other symptoms in sensitive individuals. To make them look and taste more like real cheese, manufacturers often use artificial colors and flavors, many of which have been linked to allergies, behavioral issues, and even potential neurotoxicity. Asterisk, and here's a lesser-known danger: the packaging. Chemicals like phthalates used in plastics can leach into the cheese spread. These substances are known to disrupt hormones and have been linked to reproductive problems, metabolic disorders, and certain cancers. In fact, studies have found that people who regularly eat processed cheese products like these are more likely to struggle with obesity, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. But it doesn't stop there. Even the cheese you think is a safe bet in your fridge drawer could be silently causing more harm than good. Let's talk about pre-shredded cheese next. 4. Pre-shredded cheese asterisk. You might think grabbing a bag of shredded cheese is just a time saver, but what's actually inside that bag might surprise you. And it has nothing to do with the cheese itself. To prevent the cheese pieces from sticking together, manufacturers add anti-caking agents like cellulose, often derived from wood pulp or potato starch. These fillers can make up about 4% of the total weight. While they aren't toxic, they are indigestible. For people with sensitive stomachs or IBS, they can lead to bloating and discomfort. These additives also prevent the cheese from melting properly, which is why shredded cheese never gets as gooey as freshly grated cheese. Worse still, they create a thin coating around each piece that can interfere with how well your body absorbs nutrients. Asterisk, many pre-shredded cheeses are treated with natamycin, an antifungal drug used to prevent mold. While it's allowed in food, it's still an antibiotic, and when used regularly, it can throw off your gut microbiome, something that plays a crucial role in your immunity, digestion, and even your mood. And the cheese itself? It's often made from lower quality milk, which typically contains more antibiotics and hormones than cheese sold in solid blocks. Because shredded cheese has a greater surface area exposed to air, it oxidizes faster, meaning it loses more nutrients quickly and can even develop harmful compounds over time. Asterisk. Something most people don't know is that these products can also carry higher levels of histamines due to their longer processing and storage. For some individuals, this can lead to headaches, skin flare-ups, digestive issues, or feelings of anxiety. And while it might seem like a safer option because it's sealed in a bag, shredded cheese actually comes with a greater risk of contamination. The industrial shredding and packaging process creates more opportunities for bacteria like E. coli or Listeria to get in. There have even been major recalls in recent years because of this. So, When you factor in the fillers, the loss of nutrients, the chemical additives, and the higher risk of contamination, it's clear that shredded cheese is not just more expensive, but of inferior quality. It could also be putting your health at risk, asterisk. And now we've come to the absolute worst offender. It's sharp, it's funky, and some people love it. But what's inside might make you think twice before your next bite. Asterisk. 5. Blue cheese asterisk. It might be famous for its powerful flavor and marbled appearance. But what gives blue cheese its intense character is actually mold, specifically Penicillium, Roquefort 40. This mold is deliberately added during the production process. A major concern is its extremely high levels of tyramine, a naturally occurring compound that can trigger a sharp rise in blood pressure and severe migraines, especially in people sensitive to it. And for those taking MAO inhibitor medications for depression or Parkinson's disease, even a small amount of blue cheese can cause a hypertensive crisis that could require emergency care. Asterisk, but that's not all. The mold used to age blue cheese produces mycotoxins. When consumed regularly, these compounds can accumulate in the body and may contribute to long-term health problems. Some people can react to these mold-related toxins without realizing the connection. Symptoms like chronic fatigue, joint pain, bloating, or even brain fog could be silently triggered by a regular blue cheese habit.
Ow.
Blue cheese is also packed with histamines, natural chemicals that can cause headaches, skin rashes, anxiety, or insomnia in individuals with histamine intolerance. In fact, studies show blue cheese has up to 10 times more histamine than other aged cheeses, making it particularly dangerous for the estimated 1% to 3% of the population affected by this sensitivity asterisk. Then there's the sodium. Just 1 ounce of blue cheese can deliver over 400 milligrams, a huge hit to your daily intake. And because of its intense salty flavor, people often eat more than they realize. The saturated fat in blue cheese is another red flag. It contains high levels of palmitic acid, a type of fat linked to inflammation and an increased risk of heart disease. And because blue cheese is also calorie dense, it's easy to overeat without feeling full. One more potential hidden danger: its strong flavor can mask spoilage. Okay, this makes it harder to detect when the cheese has gone bad, raising your risk of food poisoning if consumed past its prime. When you add it all up, it's clear that blue cheese is one of the least friendly cheeses to your health. Asterisk, so there. You have it, a full breakdown of the best and worst cheeses for your health after 60. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these cheeses surprised you the most? Have you been eating any of the harmful ones recently without realizing it? Drop your thoughts in the comments section. We read every single one. Asterisk. And if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to Mrseniorhealth, share it with someone who still thinks all cheeses are created equal. Because sometimes the smallest changes in your kitchen can make the biggest difference in your health. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.